Our military has always been here to protect our country. Just as our land has always known its name, our military has always known its duty. Not only has our military always known its duty, but they've also always upheld that duty no matter what the cost was. Ever since America came into existence about 200 years ago, so did our military, as it was absolutely necessary to preserve our existence. In those 200 years, our military has seen things that regular civilians can't even imagine in their worst nightmares. They've seen innocence stripped from children, like wings from an angel, and death swept through humans faster than a forest fire. They've seen places that only hell could come close in comparison, but still, through their fears and tears, they've never abandoned us. In the last 200 years, our military has been wrongly punished and exiled, and some have never recovered or returned home, leaving horrifying uncertainties as to their whereabouts and whether they're still alive or dead. Still, through their questions and searches, they've never abandoned us. Our military is not only brave, but selfless. Our military has endured nightmarish events that seemed endless, and the only thing they have ever expected in return is support. Usually, when a great sacrifice is made for someone, something in return is expected, but that's not the case with our military. The men and women in our military have pride in their duties and bravery, and because of their amazing humanity and their unbreakable love for their country, they expect nothing in return but the unlabored support that rises from our gratitude. The men and women in our military have sacrificed all but their souls. They've sacrificed their pride, dignity, lives, and those with children have sacrificed the chance to fulfill the joyous labors of a parent. I can't possibly list all the sacrifices our military has put on the line for our freedom, but I can say this. Through all those sacrifices, they expect nothing in return. No form of gratitude could ever repay our military for the opportunities they've given us as a free and prideful country. This fact is evidenced by the timeless proof that our military has performed the greatest acts of sacrifice and love on our behalf as a country. Now is the time to honor our military more than ever. Now is the time our military is to be their bravest and undoubtedly need our support more than ever. The war in the Middle East has proven to be one of the most brutal and horrifying wars in American history. However, our military has grown proportionally with the degree of brutality and horror that has plagued this war. The fact that Americans who've dedicated their lives to serving and protecting their country have not run and hid in fear proves just how great our military is, just how brave and loyal our military is. This war has proven to possess a degree of pure evil by the way the death toll has included a mass number of not only innocent men and women, but defenseless children as well. This war has proven to be capable of tearing through the very soul of the strongest and bravest by the way many of our troops have come back with traumatic psychological damage so bad that some have even taken their own lives despite being able to come home from the battlegrounds. Our soldiers have bravely volunteered to march onto lands full of uncharted territory, torture, and pain, and yet they've done it without stumbling over the many uncertainties I'm sure have overwhelmed their minds. How they've been able to do this is a phenomenon that only they understand, because they are the only ones who can march onto a battleground where people are dying, being kidnapped, and tortured all around them, and still manage to look confident, brave, and unbreakable. Our military not only needs, but they greatly deserve our support during this hard and seemingly endless war. And to give our support doesn't require much, just a simple thank you or even a smile if you see a military soldier cross your path, to let them know you acknowledge them. No matter how great the act, our support will unquestionably add to their strength. Without our military, we wouldn't be free. Think about what our daily lives might be like if not for the protection our military gives us. In the mornings, we wake up, drink our coffee, and head off to the lives we've chosen, but not without freedom to do so. We take advantage of hugging and kissing our children as much as we want, but not without the freedom to do so. We dress, do our hair, and do many other things to look the way we want, but not without the freedom to do so. Without our military, we wouldn't have freedom, and without freedom, we couldn't live the way we choose. And if we can't live the way we choose, then what's the point of even living? So as you can see, our military offers us the greatest gift of all, freedom. The U.S. military has for years proven to be brave, selfless, and loyal, and they continue to do so even now during these really scary and uncertain times. They need and deserve our support because through their greatest sacrifices, they've offered us the freedom to live our lives to the fullest. The U.S. military is made up of our country's bravest citizens, and if it weren't for them, our country would not be as free and prideful as it is. Actually, without them, it's very possible that our country wouldn't even exist. Throughout my life, I've watched my father, grandfather, uncle, and brothers go off to wars, as they have all been, and some still are, part of the U.S. military. It's very scary not knowing if they'll come home or not, but I know that it's a necessary reality for the preservation of our freedom, and I'm reminded of how great that freedom is when I look at my children and remember that they are safe and happy.
Very good. Very good.